In the first part of the video, we discussed the first need of children who don't feel safe, and that is to experience a sense of safety and security with their carers and with others. The second need is for children to be able to recognise and regulate their emotional responses. Regulating emotions is not the same as squashing down emotions. It's not about avoiding or ignoring emotions. It's about supporting children to build the skills needed to firstly recognise the emotion and then take action that manages the intensity of an emotional response. That's what emotional regulation is. So how can a carer help a child to less frequently use those fast-tracked and well-used connections to their emotional brain? Children need to be supported to be able to recognise the emotions they're experiencing. This helps them to make the connection between what they're experiencing and what they're feeling. When these children are having a meltdown or flipping their lids, they're unable to identify that what they're feeling is a response to danger. They need safe relationships with adult caregivers who can comfort them with both actions like cuddling or stroking them and words like, "I think you might be feeling sad because you haven't been able to see your brother." Identifying emotions is not just something you do when children are experiencing high emotions. You can help children do this by being curious and encouraging children to recognise their emotions in everyday situations. Carers can use visual prompts such as emojis on the fridge to check in with a child when they get up in the morning and other times in the day by getting the child to point to how they're feeling. Once a child can connect and respond to the emotions they're feeling, they are less likely to flip their lids when things are difficult. They are more likely to be able to recognise when they're about to flip their lid and regulate their response to that emotion. A second way of helping children to regulate their emotional response is to establish routines for meals, bedtimes, and other daily activities. You may wonder what this has got to do with helping children feel emotionally regulated. Consistent, predictable routines help children feel safer. They know what's happening next. There are no unexpected surprises in their day-to-day life. Go into an experienced carer's home and you're likely to notice reminders of routines and planned activities. This is one way for a child to know what will be happening and when. Remember, the less unexpected events in the life of a child who is alert for danger, the better. Regular routines that include downtime decrease the number of times that a child's brain senses danger. Another way of helping a child to become emotionally regulated is to look for opportunities to provide soothing and physical comfort to a child. We know that many children in care have not previously received regular physical comfort when going through difficult experiences. Physical soothing, such as patting and stroking, has been shown to help children relax and builds connections with a child. Some carers report that just spending time combing a child's hair can be a soothing experience for children. Initially, many children in care may distrust touch, so it's important to be guided by a child's responses. Initial steps of comfort can include sitting close while watching TV together or reading. Soothing the child, even when they are not showing signs of distress, helps to calm the body of the child. The child can then experience what it physically feels like to be emotionally regulated. Along the same lines, carers can intentionally expose children to situations in which they can relax and not experience stress. Experienced carers look for activities which relax the child and do more of those. Depending on the child, singing or listening to music, being in water, spending time in nature may be ways of building pathways in a child's brain that don't set off fear reactions. Children cannot experience total fear and total joy at the same time, so the more joyful experiences the child has, the better. And carers also need to be intentional about teaching regulation skills. Skills that carers can model and teach children include simple techniques like taking deep breaths when feeling upset, being mindful of their physical responses when stressed, practicing positive self-talk, and by giving children strategies for action when a child feels they're getting to the flipping lid stage, for example, jumping on the trampoline or talking to their favourite auntie or doing some craft work. So those are some ways that carers intentionally help a child regulate their emotional responses.